Yeah, I mean, a great early season test, and I thought at times we played at extremely high level. In the first half, the way we shot the ball, the way we passed, and that momentum build and helped us on defense, and we started the second half really good too. And then I want to give UCF credit; they fought back. We got the lead out to 20 something, and then they had a great response. The good thing is I think it never got inside single digits, and I think we had a great response with Tyler Tanner and a steal and a layup, and we're both learning. I know Johnny will probably say this too, and game two, and we're learning a lot about our teams, what we can do and how to go forward, our strengths, our weaknesses. But to get a road win against a team we have a lot of respect for and some talented players, we'll take it right now. And proud of the guys for being able to hold on here and respond there towards the end of the game.
Coach, you've certainly been scoring a lot in these first two games. What do you like about this team? What are you learning about this team after the first two?
Yeah, I mean, when we pass the ball well, we really shoot the ball well. And we have guys that will make plays for their teammates. And I know we made 17 threes the first game and then 14 tonight, and we had a really good first half. The second half, we had open shots. We just didn't make them, so sometimes it goes that way. But shooting should be a strength of ours. And guys have been working hard, and really it's not just the shooting. Like I said, it's the passing that really helps our shots.
Coach, you take a 52-36 lead in the first half, hit 10 3-pointers. What does that do for your team's confidence, especially going to the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I was upset. I think they scored the last 3 points in the first half, and but the big thing we talked about at halftime was just having a response in the second half, and knowing they're going to come back and knowing they're going to fight, and then we did start the second half really well. We pushed the lead back out there again, and our offense was good, our defense was good, and then we had some weaknesses there. They exploited some weaknesses driving the ball. I got to give him credit. I mean, he was hurting us in the first half, and he was driving us crazy. But Riley Kugel is an extremely talented player. We know him from the SEC already, so that's not a surprise. But I think with this system and this style, I mean, he's going to have a heck of a year. So he caused us a lot of problems.
Coach, you talked about Kugel with 3-point success. You have multiple players there with some 3-point success this time around. Can you talk about your methodology with how often you go with three and how much your depth at 3-point shooting really impacted your decision to go with that?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about playing the right way, and it's not like we're one of these teams saying, I know a lot of teams say we want to shoot a certain number of threes or do it that way. And we want to take what the game gives us, and when we pass the ball well, and like we have guys that can make shots, and we'll run different actions to try to get some guys looks. Tyler Nickel, some of his in the first half are just him being him. They weren't really plays, and but some of the other guys were good actions or guys making plays for their teammates. So I love them. I know the analytics say shoot more of them. We will. But then there's times where it's not there. And so at the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, the big key for us was drive the ball. And so almost eliminate the threes we weren't making and drive it and kind of match them. The second half, that's all they did was drive the ball. And so we had to go ahead and steal their game plan the last couple of minutes, try to be successful.
Kind of building on that, like you mentioned, trying to learn this team. How important is it to be able to play when the threes aren't falling and still find a way to defend a team like UCF off or to expand that lead in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest issues in the second half, there was a segment there, whatever you want, like probably 16 to like 3 or 4 minutes in the game, where they were scoring almost every possession or shooting free throws every possession. So that hurts your offense. You're taking the ball out of the net. They're setting their defense up. The game kind of swayed towards them. And so all these things that we're talking about starts with our defense. And we got to guard better. And we got to fix some things in our defense. And, that's one of the things we saw, in the game is we did not do certain things well. And hopefully when there's situations, we're able to close better. We did towards the end, but there was a segment there we could do much better.
Coach, you guys were able to win the turnover battle, and then you got some timely offensive rebounds in the second half. Just what do you say about the team's hustle this game?
The rebound has been an issue for us, and that was something we really worked hard the last 3 days. And, besides Devin McLaughlin, some other guys got to step up and be able to do that. The turnovers, we've usually been good, knock on wood, taking care of the ball and doing that. So we had a dumb one there. We stepped out of bounds, and a couple of things second half are driving me crazy. But taking care of the ball and getting good shots, it should be something that's a strength of ours this year.
just piggybacking off that, I mean, you guys held UCF to 0 steals. This is the first time I can remember UCF having 0 steals throughout the game. What was that like? I mean, what did that feel like to you, just not turning the ball over that much?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the first game it might have been similar with 5 or 6 turnovers, and some of our turnovers were actually dead ball turnovers where they couldn't get a steal. It was illegal screens or thrown out of bounds or stepped out of bounds. Some of those, but we talk about the threes and the different analytics. We want a shot every possession, and I still want guys to be aggressive. But I got a lot of guards who are experienced. I thought Frankie Collins was terrific tonight, defensively and offensively, and Duke Miles did a really good job of closing it. And like I said, I thought Tyler Tanner made the biggest plays. I thought we were a little bit struggling there, and the game kind of could have went a different way. And then he got a layup in transition, and he stole the inbounds pass, and then got fouled again. And so that was a big sequence there by those 3 guards.
Coach, kind of continuing to talk about turnovers, you guys were able to convert 20 points off of the turnovers you forced. Just what did you see from your guys in forcing those turnovers and then getting out on the fast break? Yeah,
I mean, that's when the league got pushed out, and it was our defense and us getting in transition, and that's when they made the comeback when we stopped doing that. And so we want to be aggressive on defense, and we got to eliminate some of those fouls. Got to go back and watch the film and see how they're coming, where they're coming, and what we can change about it. But at the same time, just our presence on the ball or activity on the ball should force turnovers. We have guys that can do that. And so I hope that carries over. Last year, we're learning from last year in the SEC. We were one of the best steal teams in the league last year in the SEC. But we're also one of the worst defensive teams. So we're trying to increase our defense but still getting steals.
Coach, UCF, like you mentioned, was crawling a little back in the game and late in the second half. But the team locked down and they made some stops and eventually pulled it out. Where would you see from them the ability to close out the game?
Yeah, I mean, it was just digging our feet in. And, sometimes when momentum's going, and they had a good crowd. I thought the crowd was good and kind of didn't give up on them and kind of, gave them some inspiration there. And our guys just have to overcome adversity and whatever it might be. Missing a couple open threes or them making plays like Riley Kugel just going crazy making shots. Like, we got to overcome it. And so that's when you quite don't know your team yet, but when you do something like that, there's something to build on because we know we're going to need that throughout the year. And this is only game 2, 30-something more to go. We'll keep getting better. Central Florida keep getting better, but to learn from these experiences is how you get better.
One more, Coach. Are you guys going to host UCF in Nashville next season? Is this home and home?
Yeah, we did a deal, a home and home, and it's a great series. They're in a great league, and I respect Johnny a lot. And I think he put together a really good team. I had to do it last year, sometimes early on. It's so many new pieces, you got to figure it out. But I think they got something to work with in the second half. And I think, he's probably more excited. I know he don't have to lose, but I'm going to speak for him. But if I was coaching that fight and that team in the second half, that's something to build on.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thanks.